Hey, thanks for stopping by Missing Messages. I hope everyone is doing amazing today. I was guided to do a short post Valentine video for uh, those who need to hear it. As always, these messages are timeless and will be received in divine timing for those who need to hear them. And as always, if they don't apply, let them fly. You're always welcome to come back for the next one. All right, first off, I'd like to wish everyone a happy belated Valentine's Day. I hope everyone had an amazing time. Today's message is specifically for a few individuals out there who are currently struggling with the loss of a past relationship. Okay. I know you're heartbroken. I know it hurts, but Source wants you to know that rejection is protection. Okay. This individual that was taken away from you was for a reason, it was for your own protection. Okay. They were taking you down a wrong path, they were causing you to become someone that you weren't. Okay. They were also taking you off your spiritual journey. And the divine realms has plans for you. Okay. They want you to continue to move forward on your spiritual journey. This person I'm sensing had a distaste. Let's put it that way for your spirituality. They always they try to create situations that made you doubt yourself or your intuition, especially when I feel that they were hiding things from you and you were bringing it up. They tried to make you feel as if though you were crazy. You were not crazy. What you were feeling was correct. Okay. So this relationship had to dissolve in order for you to move forward. Okay. This relationship basically was a lesson for you to learn to love yourself. And that's what today's message is about: loving yourself enough, okay, to be able to remove yourself from a situation that isn't healthy for you. Okay. Because you still have the desire to want to feel love even after this experience. The thing that is preventing you from receiving this new love is your inability to move on from this past situation that's already gone. Okay. You're holding on to it. Okay. Again, it's your choice, it's your free will. If you want to continue down that path, that's fine. Nobody's telling you not to. But I think you know deep down inside yourself, this is not the path that you want to go down. Okay. You want to see yourself in a different place. You want to see yourself happy. This person was taking away from your happiness. They were abusive, and, not physically. I don't get. I'm getting a verbally abusive person, constantly putting you down, constantly mocking you, constantly, not allowing you to be you or express yourself the way you want to, not allowing you to watch the television shows that you like to watch or a movie. Okay, I'm getting the initial J. I'm sorry if I get a little distracted. I get downloads sometimes, so I apologize for the fragmented energy that comes through. But sometimes somebody needs to hear something. So I'm getting the initial J, P. If these resonate, the months of October, March, February, July, August. Okay, so if any of those dates resonate with you, you'll know that this message is for you. Okay, that being said, Source wants you to love yourself. Okay, even though you want a relationship, you need to love yourself first, because you will not be able to experience the love that you're looking for if you don't love yourself first in order to raise your vibration to attract that. And that's why many situations don't last, because people are unaligned. We get together with people for different reasons, whether it be for physical attraction. So that's lust, the spirit of lust. You want to stay away from that. Okay. Yes, you need to be physically attracted to who you're with. That's part of it. It's a huge part of it. But there's also that spiritual attraction that's necessary. Okay. Person that resonates with you. So if you're resonating on a lower level, okay, and you don't think highly of yourself and you'll allow any kind of nonsense, you're going to attract people that want to, belittle you the way you feel about yourself. Okay. The whole thing is learning to love yourself, becoming strong within yourself, and decide for yourself what you're willing to tolerate or not tolerate. Okay, like I said, we all have free will. You can do what you like, but I think you want something better for yourself. Okay, and so do the divine realms. They want you to take this time alone, not to be searching, especially not online. Do not. I mean, again, you have a free will choice. Don't make that mistake. In my past, I made that mistake, and trust me, I paid for it. I paid for it. I really did. And it took me a lot, especially my past relationship. But that's another story. So I'm trying to help you through my experience. Okay. For instance, I aligned with somebody because I was in a weak state, and that person knew that. Okay. I had just lost the love of my life 3 years earlier to a suicide. And as I was processing those feelings, I felt so lonely that I allowed something into my life that I should have never allowed. I didn't listen to my intuition, especially when I first saw this person write to me online. I said to a friend when I showed them the picture, I said, if I let this person into my life, they're going to turn my entire world upside down. And because I didn't follow that intuition and because I was feeling lonely, okay, I allowed this person to come in and dismantle my entire life. Okay. Now I understand now that this person was a karmic lesson that I had to learn. And the lesson was to learn to love myself first, which I always thought was selfish. Okay. And a lot of people out there experience that, especially if you grew up in a family with narcissistic parents. Okay. Where love has to be earned and love is conditional. And it's very hard to unravel those tapes and rebuild yourself. And that's what spirituality has given me. And that's what I'm here to provide for others, through my own experiences, as well as the messages that come through from time to time. Okay. I can do specifically psychic readings, and I choose not to do that because that's not what my divine mission is. Okay. But I do utilize those parts in order to help others understand what they're going through and what they're experiencing. You know, Getting back to the situation that I was in, this particular ex ran to somebody, okay, after they dismantled my life, and the somebody was a very lonely person who had money and clout, and that's what my ex looks for. He looks for clout, looks for money, wherever he can find it. So that person thought they were stealing something from me, and actually I got the last laugh because you know what? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and now you know, my guides keep me informed of what's happening in that situation. And not that I wish any ill will or that I'm happy. Okay. I can't say I'm not a little satisfied about it, but that's the dark side of me that I choose to, you know, acknowledge and move past because that's not something I want to resonate on. Okay. That's part of what the vibration I'm talking to you about. I want to keep my vibration high, and this is what the divine wants for you to do. Okay. To keep your vibration high, and that you start by learning to love yourself. Loving yourself unconditionally, even for the mistakes in the past that you made. Those are forgiven. We all make mistakes, okay? But it's what we do with the future that matters, okay? We all make mistakes, like I said. The human part of us makes mistakes. The other part of us can learn, or we can wallow in self pity and hurt and think of what the person did to you. I know it's hard. Try to forget all of it, move past it, okay? Go deeper into your faith. Count on that. Receive the love from that first. Receive the love from Mother Gaia, Mother Earth. Connect to Mother Earth. You know, we're all capable of connecting with the divine realms, with Mother Earth. Well, all you have to do is, during meditation and prayers, imagine yourself having roots that come from your feet or your base, from your root chakra. And imagine those roots connecting to Mother Earth and let the love exude from there. Another psychic on here who I watch. Her name is Anne. I don't want to give out her name because I don't, her screen name because I have people who watch me, unfortunately, that might try to mess with her channel, and I don't want that to happen. But anyway, she explains it beautifully. Okay, when she talks about how people can connect with Mother Gaia. Okay, and what she says is to imagine yourself being a tree with roots. Okay, and letting those roots go down to the center of the earth and connecting with Mother Gaia. And like I said, Anne explains it beautifully when she talks about how Mother Gaia breathes for us and loves us unconditionally. Okay, that's how we can learn to unconditionally love ourselves. And aside from Mother Gaia, God the Most High, okay, Source, okay, loves us unconditionally and always wants to see us in our best place that we can be. Okay. And a lot of times, Source will allow certain things to happen in our life or allow certain individuals to come into our life to teach us lessons. Okay. Kind of like the lesson the person who thought they were stealing my ex from me is now learning. Okay. But that's another story. That individual happens to be a very low self-esteem individual who happens to have money and clout, which is exactly what my ex looks for. There is no love. He's incapable of loving anyone. Okay, that's just a fact. So, again, for those people like that person who thinks that they can steal another person's relationship because they have money or clout, all they're doing is taking on a karmic problem for themselves. So basically, those were two karmic people that were magnetized towards each other. And that's what we want to avoid. Because when you magnetize to another karmic individual, okay, it will never last and it will eventually crumble. Okay. And these two people that I'm speaking about, they're very narcissistic and materialistic. Okay. And all they think about is money, clout, fame. So the worst part for them is that the phony presentation that they put on with their relationship is going to crumble in front of other people, which is the very thing narcissists don't like, is exposure. Okay? That's the way you're able to defeat a narcissist. And I'm getting the feeling that the past people that you were with, unfortunately, were narcissistic, karmic partners that came into your life because you were at a low vibrational frequency and that attracted those types of people. And again, this isn't your fault. These were past experiences you learned growing up, okay, from parents, from grandparents, from whoever raised you, whoever you were closest with as you were raising, okay. They taught you to that love was earned, okay, and that's something that you need to take out of your equation if you want to move forward, okay. Again, I don't want to tell anyone what to do, but it's just part of the process. And the best way that I can express that process is through my own spirituality, and I want to share that with others. I want to give you the encouragement and the strength, especially post Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day can be difficult when you're alone. But when you learn to love yourself unconditionally and learn to connect with the divine realms, with spirituality, you will exude love at a higher vibration. And then you will attract the correct partner, whoever that is for you, you know? And when you think about your correct partner, don't think about all the things that you don't want. Think about the things that you do want. It helps some individuals to write down a list of a person on a piece of paper and keep that in mind. Focus on that every day, but forget about it after you write it down on the piece of paper and work on yourself. Become the person you want to allow into your life. Okay, so that's basically the message today. Learning to love yourself unconditionally, learning to love yourself enough to respect yourself, not to put up with the nonsense of anybody, regardless of who they are. Okay, because the divine realms wants better for you. And remember, rejection is protection. Those people are gone for a reason. Okay, they were taken out of your life for a reason because you are worth so much more. And I hope that I can convey that through this message. I know a lot of times I have like a gruff way of expressing things, and I apologize for that. Or the fragmented energy that comes through, I'm going to work on that. Okay. Because as I channel and messages come through, sometimes I get interrupted and it causes me to go off track. And that's not what I want to provide for everyone out here. So I'm working on that. I'm currently working on that right now, this second, and I'm glad it's working. I'm able to prevent the channel from being too open. That's something I need to learn as I'm doing this. Okay. So again, I want to wish everyone a very happy post Valentine's Day. I hope you, even if you're alone, can experience that day and this time on your own and love yourself. Celebrate Valentine's Day with loving yourself. Okay. We'll leave it at that. I want to thank everyone for stopping by, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.